Who would have thought a Hollywood musical would become one of the more relevant movies of 2024? But here we are. Here are my immediate thoughts on Wicked. Hey everyone, this is Lenny here. So I just got out of Wicked. This is the newest Hollywood musical directed by Jon M. This is sort of a revisionist history story about the Wicked Witch of the West that we all know from The Wizard of Oz. This is a prequel story of that, but this is based off of the wildly popular Tony Award winning 2003 musical, which I have seen and I love, which is also based off of the 1995 book, which is sort of canon material based off of the book from 1900, which is also, the source material for the, wildly popular film from 1939 that we all know and love. So this is, obviously one of the most popular and beloved stories of all time. And this, Wicked is taking a different approach, telling the story of the Wicked Witch of the West and, her perspective of everything that happened in her life. I'm a big, movie musical nerd. I'm a theater geek, so I'm a big, I'm a big musical nerd, no matter what. So this is something that's right in my alley. Movie musicals sometimes can go for it a certain way, and sometimes may rely too much on like CGI sets, or the music isn't as powerful as it is on the Broadway stage, because they hire actors that aren't the greatest singers, but they look the part. But man, let me just say right away, I was really happy walking out of this movie. So I'll say this: if you are a fan of the musical, you are going to get your money's worth and then some. And then some, and I'm going to get to that in a little bit. Yeah, everything from the performances, the music, the sets, production design, the costume design, the dance choreography, the staging, the blocking, all of that shit was peak, was top notch. And it's really impressive because the musical, the Broadway musical, is really elaborate in terms of the staging and the blocking. And I feel Jon M. did a really phenomenal job of adapting the Broadway stage musical to film and telling this story of, these two witches that were friends at one point in time. Elphaba, played by Cynthia Erivo, and Glinda, played by Ariana Grande. And I know for these two lead ladies, they both give powerful performances in this film, first of all. But I know that they were super passionate about this. I know Ariana Grande is a super fan of Wicked, and I know that she wanted to play this role. And I'll just say this feels like the role of a lifetime. It feels like she was born to play this role, and sort of in sort of a way, in a way that I guess like kind of Kristen Chenoweth, she played Glinda in the original from 2003, and so it seems like it's almost like a passing of the torch, because Glinda, as portrayed in Wicked, is this sort of selfish, vapid, manipulative, sort of bitchy asshole of a person. And Ariana Grande really captures a lot of that, but a lot of the comedy that stems from Glinda just being so out of touch of everything that's around her. And she gets that comic timing so good. And I mean, if anyone's seen her on Saturday Night Live, I think she's hosted like a couple times. I mean, she's killed it. So she was born to play this role. She really captures the energy of Glinda. But Cynthia Erivo, holy shit. Man, and let me just say, both her and Ariana Grande belt these songs out. They belt some of these songs out, but the acting, the performance from Cynthia Erivo, she has to play this person, Elphaba. She has to be restrained. She lives in this world where she is hated by everybody. I'm not going to say that I completely 100% relate to that, but I sort of relate to that. She has to be in a situation where she has to keep her dignity, but still like have like this reservation and like keep this wall up and not be like this crazy person that everyone sort of expects her to be. Now I could get into the politics of this movie because there definitely is some there, and that definitely stems from the book. And, you know, this film is longer than the musical. There's a reason for that, and that is this is a part one. They're kind of taking the two-act structure of the musical and doing this with the film. They did the same thing with Dune. And I'm not really mad at the movie for doing this. One, it sort of keeps with the flow of the story. And I'm not going to give too much away if you're not too familiar with Wicked as a story. But it sort of makes sense why the movie ends where it ends. And I'm fine with that. And also, the film also takes some elements of the book and uses it to enrich certain relationships. So, for example, you know, the main plot pretty much takes place at Shiz University. This is kind of sort of like Hogwarts, basically, from the Harry Potter films or the books. And, you know, this is where everyone is learning to be sorcerers and witches. And, you know, the headmistress there is Madame Morrible, and she's played by Michelle Yeoh. And she has her own kind of hidden motivations for why she's looking for, you know, people that have like certain special magical capabilities and everything like that. And then she's really, really good in the film. But the relationship between her and Elphaba is expanded. It wasn't, it's there in the musical, but in here in the film that's expanded upon. And the relationship between Glinda and Elphaba is really great. We get to see, you know, when they first meet, there's this rivalry. They're sort of like frenemies, but then, you know, there's a certain act of kindness that kind of goes one way that then takes a different turn, and then they become closer. And then there's this, you know, rift that sort of happens. And, you know, we sort of see the peaks and valleys of this relationship. And Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo do such a great job of capturing just glances and half sighs and just little beats that, you know, deepen their relationship, that give us as the audience the information that we need to know, that, you know, where they're at in their relationship. And it's great to see, you know, the characters grow and develop in the way they do. And as a fan of the musical, I was, you know, completely surprised and blown away at how the movie was able to really capture the relationship between Elphaba and Glinda the way it did, and in such a deep and meaningful way. Michelle Yeoh isn't the only major name that's part of the supporting cast of this film. We got Peter Dinklage that's playing the voice of Dr. Dillamore. He's one of the professors, the Go professor. And we also have Jeff Goldblum, obviously playing the Wizard of Oz, who has his own motivations for everything that's sort of happening in the background at Shiz University and within the Emerald City. And they all give great performances. Jeff Goldblum particularly, you know, plays this con man. And, you know, it's really strange watching the performance of someone who is able to convince everyone that he is someone that he clearly is not. There are very clear signs that he isn't who he says he is, but everyone has convinced themselves of it. And the city of Oz has truly convinced themselves of this person that has all of these great magical abilities and capabilities. And it seems like Elphaba is the only one that is able to see through that. And, like I said, I don't want to get too deep into the politics of this film, but, it is, really powerful to see a musical take the approach that it does in terms of telling a story of a person that is ostracized and is placed in an environment where propaganda is used against this person to benefit the will of someone else to oppress a bunch of other people. And it's just absolutely crazy, but the film is able to take that political message and still prop it up under this great entertaining story and musical. But a lot of the familiar characters are here as well. Nessa, Elphaba's sister. We also have Fiyero, who's sort of part of the romantic subplot, which is okay. That's Jonathan Bailey, from Bridgerton, and he was okay. There was nothing bad about his performance. It was just one of those parts of the movie that just felt like it just dragged a little bit. I think I was just more enamored by the relationship between Glinda and Elphaba and the whole plot when they got to Oz, because man, when they get to Oz and when that third act hits, man, it's something else. Like I said, those songs hit, and the songs, like I said, are great. They're pitch perfect. I mean, there are some changes from the musical to the film. Like I said, there are certain relationships that are deepened. There are certain things in terms of the song structure that, if you're a fan of the musical, especially the songs, there are certain, song elements that you'll notice that have changed and things like that. But nothing that I say is too distracting, at least for me anyways. But yeah, this was just amazing entertainment. The set and production design for this film was outstanding. This reminded me of an old school Hollywood musical. I know that they spent a lot of money on those sets, and you can really tell that they were used, and that money was used effectively in that matter. The songs, I mean, Defying Gravity is on point. Cynthia Erivo, that girl can sing. Oh, that girl can sing. And Ariana Grande, I mean, she's outstanding. Popular obviously is the popular song, and she's amazing. Again, Defying Gravity is absolutely tremendous. Cynthia Erivo, when she hits some of those notes for that song, it's amazing. And Jon M, again, I have to commend him and the team that he worked with just to produce this. This was tremendous work, man. I'm giving this a blockbuster. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the musical, if you're a fan of the songs, I know you're gonna want to sing, along to them. I don't know what the decorum for this is going to be. I'm pretty sure this is going to win the box office. I know that Gladiator 2 is going to be counter programming, and obviously I'm going to give a review for that as well. I'm sure that they're going to be encouraged, or I'm sure that fans are being encouraged to go in and sing, but I don't know. I don't know what the decorum is. I was tapping my toes. I know some of the songs, so I was kind of going along with it, but I wasn't singing. I was trying to be a polite moviegoer, but yeah, if you're a fan of the musical, you're gonna get your money's worth and more, because like I said, there's a part 2 or an act 2 coming, but this was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna manifest this because I think it's time. There's a movie that is near and dear to my heart. I'm very nostalgic for it, but it's not a good movie musical. Let's just say that. So I think it's time for someone to take a look at recontextualizing and redoing The Wiz. I'm looking at you Ava DuVernay, Lee Daniels, Issa Rae, Spike Lee, Ryan Coogler. I don't care. Make it happen. I think it's time. You know, the movie came out in like 1979, I think. So make it happen. It's time. Let's make The Wiz an amazing fucking movie. But yeah, that's all I have to say. But yeah, this film Wicked was a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun for the family, for fans of the musical particularly. So yeah, but those are my immediate thoughts and feelings on Wicked. What did you guys think of the movie? Share your thoughts, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can get notifications as well. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.